Have you ever been charmed? Well, in my opinion, Clairo's album Charm actually did charm me. I was able to see her perform it live. It was a wonderful experience. It actually ended up being #1 on my album of the year list of 2024. So album of the year, saw it live. I also believe, in my opinion, that the album is a perfect 10, and I only have a few of those. So this is a very important album to me. And when I was thinking about how to connect it to a certain food, I came up with this kind of sort of crazy idea, but I feel like it actually really marries well with the themes and the context of this project. So without further ado, welcome to Good Taste. And I'm so excited to share this focaccia recipe. We're gonna be making a sage and brown butter chili oil honey focaccia. I'll figure out how to word that better. Also, depending on when I post this, it's either Mother's Day tomorrow or today. So if you want to be the favorite child, then make this focaccia, because I'm assuming it's gonna be pretty good. I don't know, future me, is it good? Clearly I forgot to do the rest of that bit. Cool. So Clairo's Charm is such a wonderful album. Listen, I was a big fan of her debut, Immunity. I think that there were some really great ideas there. I think there were some really cool production choices and instrumentations, but I feel like she really came into her own when she released Sling, which is a very lush, grand, beautiful project full of really enchanting songs. Okay. Clearly the oven's ready. But with Charm, she was able to change up the game, because in Sling, you have these really mellow vocals and this mellow, lush instrumentation. Sling, she's like, okay, what if I keep the same vocals, but the instrumentation is so grand and maximalist and funky and jazzy, to the point where there's some like soft rock moments, there's some real like jazzy, funky moments, and it contrasts so well with Claire's almost like muted and soft vocals. And so in my opinion, I think that this focaccia, you know, the base, the bread is going to be pretty mellow, it's going to be pretty standard, but adding on the instrumentation of the brown butter sage and the chili oil and the honey, and I think it's gonna marry really well, and I think it's gonna be kind of a nice comparison to that album. So I remember the first night that I listened to Charm, it was a very special project for me, because sometimes I get a little fatigued when listening to new music, especially new albums. I've definitely had my attention span be ruined by social media and the internet, but something magical happened where it was the perfect album. I didn't want any more songs, but I also was very excited and ready for the next one. I didn't find myself getting bored. And I couldn't say that for a lot of projects that I listened to for the first time last year. So that was really refreshing, just to be able to have a project that I'm like, I really like this. This is super tight. When you have a good base and when you have a good topping, they can do numbers, they can do wonders. Leon Michaels and Claire are such a great, I'm saying Claire like I know her, girl, but they're such a great duo. I really love every single song on this album. A few personal favorites are Pure 4, Nomad, Second Nature. Oh my God, what a well-written song. It's so good. I also really like just certain narrative things about like different things that can charm you, and especially things noted in like Nomad and Sexy to Someone, like being vulnerable or a lack of vulnerability. And this is stuff that Clairo sort of touches on songs like Blouse and songs like Harbor on her previous record, Sling. And those songs are really good, right? I really love Sling. But it's just so great to hear it behind a lot more varied and bright instrumentation. It's a really great combination. This is the saxophone, this is the keys, this is like I'm sure there's a trumpet in there somewhere, I don't know. And then like the honey is like those lush strings, and God, like how is it not so clear already that like music and cooking, it's poetry, it really is. And like I think it's so clear, like adding all these elements, letting them get introduced to themselves. Like there is a reason why this album is so great in my opinion. It's because there's just so much to love about it. It is concise, but what you're given in that 30 something minutes probably is magic. It's literally magic. Can we pretend I was wearing this the whole time? No, you can dip your focaccia in some type of oil or balsamic type of thing. I've been trying to reuse my leftover pizza ingredients. I'm gonna freeze some of that sauce, but I'm also just gonna dip it in that sauce. I don't know how well that's gonna combine with the flavors, but hey, it's worth testing out, you know? And if you're wondering why in these new cooking videos I'm not really sharing any recipes, it's because in my opinion, the internet doesn't need more cooking recipes, but I do want to share the fact that I love cooking and what I love cooking. So for one, that's why you probably won't hear me talking much about what I'm actually doing while cooking. But my hope is that you take the music suggestions, certain techniques or ideas, but then go on your own and try to make it yourself. And if you're wondering, for the focaccia, guess what? It's my leftover pizza dough recipe. So you can either use another pizza dough recipe, get some store-bought dough. I'll also leave a link to a focaccia recipe down in the description in case you wanna take theirs. So don't worry, I will be sharing some specific recipes just for foods that I feel like aren't represented on the internet enough. So all this pizza and pasta and focaccia, like, I mean, there's thousands of recipes for all these different things. So I don't know, you can watch my techniques, but you trust me, my recipe is pretty much the same as everybody else's. You guys don't need my take on it. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful, y'all. This is charm. To me, looking at this is charm. Like, I mean, it even kind of looks like the album cover, y'all. Like, tell me that's not the same. I'm loving this. We have the wonderful focaccia today. Oh my God. The focaccia on its own, I used a sourdough recipe. So it has like a tiny bit, like a nice mellow bit of a little tart, but it's nice and flaky. Almost crumbly in a way. It's almost like pastry-like. I love experimenting with new breads and stuff. And then the brown butter gives it this really wonderful nuttiness. And the sage leaf, and the sage infuses the brown butter, gives it this nice earthiness. Oh my God, and this nice saltiness. It's taken from the butter into the sage and it tastes incredible. And then you have the chili, which adds not spice, but heat. This isn't spicy, but it tastes like there's heat, like like what other potential toppings or what other potential dips should I do? something came to your mind while watching this video, and I urge you to explore it. I don't know, try orange, lemon, rosemary, garlic, tomatoes. Do one of those little flower things. I did a semi-design. Whatever will charm you, trust me, it'll charm the people that you're cooking for, or if you're cooking for yourself, hopefully it charms you as well. And have a wonderful Mother's Day. Claro's Charm, brown butter, sage, honey, chili, oil, focaccia. Listen to that, eat this, and you'll have good taste.